We were meant to be together, didn't care what others said. We were meant to be forever. I've been dreaming about this moment. I can barely breathe. Feel like I've been drowning. Pulling me to the ground, tears streaming down my face. My chest hurts, I can't escape. There's no going back now. Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you think of me when you're all alone? Your voice is calling me, but it seems so far away. Every word you ever said, every feeling that you gave. Why did you let go? 'Cause I know that this is hard, but it makes me feel so down. Can we turn it all around? Pulling me to the ground, tears streaming down my face. My chest hurts, I can't escape. There's no going back now. Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you think of me when you're all alone?
Okay. And we're live. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday to you all. Everything coming through loud and clear in the chat. Chat, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Mic check. The niche, can we hear you really quick? Mic check.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It does sound like everything's coming through. All right, let's say hello to everybody. Happy Thursday to you all. My name is Brian Clark, a.k.a. Clarkio on the interwebs, and I'm joined by my wonderful, amazing co-host,
Tanish.
Danish. How you doing, Danish? How's your week going, man?
I'm fine. Just a little bit of allergies and sneezing. That's it. No COVID.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear no COVID, and hope you get through the little allergies and sneezing stuff going on. Yuck. Big time yuck. Drum roll. Yes. I've had a pretty good week as well. I think my win, if we're going to do that a little bit, start off the stream, do our little win of the week kind of thing, get warmed up, chat with everybody. I mean, that's basically what we're going to be doing most of today, folks. Just to give you all a heads up, today's topic or focus area is just community Q&A, questions and answers. And the idea is it's not just Danish and I answering questions. It's you all in the chat answering questions too. And all of us asking different kinds of questions. It could be developer related. It could be just life related, whatever you feel comfortable or wanting to talk about. Well, with a few exceptions, right? I don't want to get into politics or religion or anything like that. Just, keep it to the BuildUpDevs kind of focus area. But that's the idea for today. And we'll get into that. So also, if you have a win of the week that you'd like to share, you feel comfortable sharing with us and we can celebrate with you, drop it in the chat, let us know. It could be big or small. It could be you had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today. That's a win to me. I don't know about you, but that's a win. My win for this week that I'm quite proud of is that I've been going to bed. That's it. Done. Now, I've been going to bed at a good hour, like early, like before midnight, which is like a good change for me. And like some nights even at like 10 p.m., which is, it's been a long time since I've fallen asleep by 10 p.m. So that's my win of the week. The niche, do you got a win of the week so far?
No, I don't have any wins.
Oh, come on. What do you got?
Just a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Just
okay.
a lot of work. So we got some. We have Praneeth that's working on the website
Okay.
for BuildUpDevs, and we are doing some planning around that. We'll just announce as things progress and go on. And what else did I do? Oh, today I'll just leave this comment in the chat. So there's Daniela on Instagram. And she recently started this project called Algtivism, which is messing with the algorithm on purpose, search algorithms, where if you search for professional hairstyles, you only see white folks and clean cut, the hairstyles. And so her idea was, just mess with the algorithm, just make everything normal. Like you can have any type of haircut that can look just as good. So she has that project up, and I got a domain for her, and I thought I'll just create a nice front end for all the projects that have been posted on that repo, and just promote.
That's cool. I like that. That's an interesting idea. Like messing with the algorithms through Algtivism by DanaScript. Very cool. So Danish dropped that link in the chat, folks, in case people are interested in checking that out. I think we can also highlight it. I want to remind folks that we are doing and using a tool called Feature Chat made by a fellow streamer called Lucky Number 7. Where'd that message go? That's the only thing that I struggle with is finding. Oh, whenever there's a link, it doesn't show it up here, I think. Why would it do that? Even you're a mod, though. Yeah, I don't see it in the featured chat room, unfortunately. It might be a setting I have to turn on or off. But there you go. It's github.com/DanaScript, DANASCRIPT/algtivism, ALGTIVISM, for those that might just be listening right now. Rossi, thank you so much for the 30 months. I know you saw my reaction, but that's holy moly, heckin' a long time, dude. Wow. Wowza. Thank you so much for that continued support, and appreciate you being here for today's live. All right, let's catch up with folks in the stream. Ancient Coder says nice to that, by the way. Good to see you, Ancient Coder. Thank you for being here. Code with Sean is here. Zach A. King. Official Rossi. Frackberg. Frackberg's got a win we got to check out. Robert Tables is here with the heck. Sorry, no sound effects today. Juan, good to see you. How's that mobile app coming, buddy? I told you I'm going to hold you to it. RD9, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Who else we got? Codephobia is raiding with the party of 26. Welcome, everybody. Sahil is here. Musical Bookworm, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Phil Carbo, good to see you. Good morning to you as well, sir. So, let's welcome everybody from Codephobia's stream. Thank you so much for the raid, Codephobia. That's super kind of you, my friend. Hope things are going well by you. I see you grinding and working hard over there, streaming pretty much every day, it feels like. It's good to see. Good to see. Keep it up, man. And welcome everybody from Codephobia stream. Thank you so much for joining in on reverse. Welcome everybody from Codephobia stream. Thank you so much for joining in on the raid. If you're new to the stream, check out this clip. But a little caveat to that clip probably is that today you're joining us for a BuildUpDevs live. And today's focus, basically BuildUpDevs Live is an initiative around just building each other up instead of tearing each other down. That's the short of it. And today's focus and topic area where we talk about being the human side of being a developer, basically. Today's focus is just let's do community Q&A. So if you have questions, we'll try and answer them. And folks in chat are going to try and answer them. It's a community Q&A. It's not just the niche and I. So I'm Brian Clark. Go by Clarky on the internet. I'm joined by my buddy The Niche here. And this is what we do. So welcome. Hope you enjoy it. If not, you need to tune out. You need to go somewhere else. You find something more interesting. Totally understand. Have a good rest of your Thursday and week. And thank you again for joining in on that raid. That said, let's catch up with folks in the chat. Lida, good to see you there again. I'm jumping back in the chat, though. Danish, this is how we'll do this, Danish. I will start from the very beginning of the chat, but you always keep in touch with the latest and greatest messages in the chat, and we'll go from there. If you highlight anything in the featured chat, I'll make sure to jump to it and pop it on stream. Okay? For folks that don't know what featured chat is, it's basically this. Watch here. Ancient Coder has a message for the niche saying the niche has a different background. What's up with that? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I moved to a new study. Just set up the whole place just for work and reading.
There you go. The niche moved to a different room. I like it. It's a cool background. Very studious. Juan says it looks dope. See? So there you go, folks. That's what featured chat is. Your name and message will get highlighted on the stream should we feel it's appropriate to do so. I see Juan very early on in the beginning says, how's everybody doing? We're doing well. Thank you for asking, Juan. How are you doing, my friend? RD9 trying to do the FBI. Ancient Coder says, good afternoon, Ancient Coder. Frackberg says, ooh, this is spiffy. It is. Welcome to the latest and greatest graphics for BuildUpDevs Live. We're making lots of changes. We probably should cover that a little bit too, right, Danish? Make sure people are up to date. We do have a Discord. I think did I add the command? Bud Discord?
It's nothing fancy. This is just the macOS Big Sur wallpaper. Just edited a little bit. What we could do quickly in a few minutes.
Hey, don't downplay it. It looks good. People like it.
Good.
People like it. All right, let me make a custom command really quick for the BuildUpDevs Discord. Let's get an invite to people. Invite people. We gotta make sure this one does not expire. And copy. I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now. Actually, no. Let's wait to do that. Let me get the command set up. Custom command. Live on stream. Bud Discord. Bam. Activate command. Now if I drop this BUD Discord in the chat, and there you go. That is the BuildUpDevs Discord from Stream Elements right there, folks. So if you want to join up on the new Discord, you weren't here last week, you missed it, let us know. There's the link to join up, not let us know. All right. Ooh, we got lots of messages to highlight. Frackberg has a win of the week. Thank you, Danish, for highlighting this. Frackberg says, I proved to Clarkio that I can actually fold a fitted sheet. Frackberg did. So we had this discussion on last Friday's stream, where or was it last Thursday? Was it for BuildUpDevs? I forget. In any case, it was It was? Okay. So last week, Frackberg shared with us that he can fold a fitted sheet. I didn't believe him, but he did a live stream in Discord of folding a fitted sheet, and I'm impressed. Color me impressed. It was pretty cool, pretty neat sheet folding he's got there. See what I did there? There you go. Well, thank you, Frackberg, for sharing your win of the week. And there you go. Frackberg says no, it was Friday. I was sick last. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
It might have been your stream, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Zach King. Zach King, thank you for being here. Zach King's win of the week was edited as a collaborator to my first open source software project on GitHub. Get to do code reviews and manage pull requests. That's awesome. Do you want to plug it? Do you want to promote that GitHub project? Feel free to drop the link in the chat, Zach. Be happy to help promote it and share it with folks here in the chat. But that's awesome. Congratulations on that. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. The sound effects aren't going off because I'm a knucklehead. And I don't have that browser open. Let's try this now. Really quick, very appropriate. There it is. I don't know if you heard that, Danish, actually. Hold on, let's try this again. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Did you hear that? Sorry. Excuse me. All right, so there we go. So now we should be able to do applause again to applause people. There we go. Robert Tables win now. Let's show that one up on the stream. Robert Tables says, a win, joined a group in a Discord community, and we're starting up a Dungeons & Dragons game soon. That sounds cool, and that sounds fun, and I'm much excited for you. So that's awesome. Congrats to Robert Tables on that. There you go. Applause to Robert Tables in the chat. Feel free to drop in the claps if you want to, the clap emote. If you're on Windows, if you use while you have the text box open, okay, in the chat room, if you press the Windows key, period, that keyboard shortcut, it'll bring up the emoji selector menu. And you start typing what you want. So I'll type in clap, and it gives me the clap emoji, and you just hit enter, and bam. On Mac OS, it is Control Command Space that will bring up the emoji keyboard for you as well. And then you can start doing the same thing. Start searching for what emoji you want. So there you go, folks. Drop some claps in the chat. Yes, good. Love to see it. RD9, Zach, Juan, Lida, thank you so much. All right. Now, our next one to show up here, Sahil, says, heard the niche saying something about someone working on the Bud website. This gets me curious. Should we talk more about that? Go ahead, Danish. Why don't you lay it on the folks in the chat. What's going on with the BuildUpDevs website?
Yeah, it's still very early, but we're just planning a few things, and someone volunteered to help with the design and overall branding and everything. And I used to do design a long time, but I'm not that good anymore. And it was just nice of Praneeth to just volunteer and help around with planning of those things. So we'll work on that slowly, and hopefully that will be the one central place for everything, where you can get the latest announcements of the streams, where you can sign up, where other new people can sign up for the Discord servers, and we have the principles and code of conduct and everything. Just the basics for now, but we'll see where it goes from here.
So there you go. If anybody's interested, Definitely join up on that Discord again if you want. The command is bud, B-U-D, Discord. That'll drop the Stream Elements will drop the link in the chat for you to join up there, and then we can get you added. So just ping Danish and I in there, and we'll see if we can work together to get this, the BuildUpDevs website kind of moving along more than what we've done so far. So cool. That's very exciting. I'm happy to hear about that. I'm very happy about the Discord. So in the Discord, we don't have a lot going on just yet. Like, we just have a general... Toefrog, thank you for the 14 months. Still here and going strong. I appreciate you, buddy. The Discord, we don't have a lot going on right now. We just have a general chat channel and a say hi. So when people join up and they want to introduce themselves, you do that in the say hi channel that's there. And then we have a general channel, which is our main chat channel for everybody. So it's a great way to just keep in touch, see how people are doing right now. But we can expand upon that. I wanted to keep it just down, the Discord server in particular, down to these 2 chat rooms right now, because having had experience with my own Discord server, it can get a bit unwieldy to have like dozens of chat rooms. So I think we should, as a community, decide what's going to be bring us the most value to connect with each other, collaborate with each other, and things of that nature. And so whatever you all suggest in terms of where we take the Discord server as well, that's what we'll do. So things are still open, right? And again, I want to re-emphasize this. Danish and I are just like, you think of us as almost like the founders of BuildUpDevs, but we're not like CEOs, we're not like leaders, we're not like any type of title within this community. It's just we're kind of helping move it along, but it's all very much community decision, community based on where things go. So that's where we need you all to share your input and guidance on what we think should happen. And Toefrog does like turtles. So please keep that in mind, right? I don't want anybody to think that it's just Danish and I making decisions in a vacuum by ourselves and no one else has input on this thing. It's very much community driven. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I'm gonna say that like every week in the Discord server itself, because I feel like, 1, we're gonna have new people popping in, and 2, having that reminder is gonna help remind people that like, hey, my voice will be heard here, right? And I want to make sure you all feel that way. All right. That said, we got another highlighted message from Sahil. It says, small win. Published my second blog post today at sahilbabar.com named SCSS Quick Start. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Sahil. Sorry if I didn't pronounce it correctly. Feedback on it is appreciated. All right, so there you go. Let's get applause in chat. That's awesome. Congrats on the second blog post. Love it, love it, love it. And that's an interesting topic. SCSS Quick Start. I like it. I might have to check that out myself. Danish. Anything else that we see that catches your eye? Otherwise, I'm going to keep going with reading through the chat here really quick.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. Just okay. People asking what's BuildUpDevs about. I'm just going to highlight a fefew of them quick.
Buoyant Air, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Buoyant Air says, is build up more like a career plus personal life sort of thingy?
Yes.
And then MH Gaming says, what you mean by build devs? Right? So what we mean by BuildUpDevs is, let's talk about, I guess, the origin story really quick. So the origin story of BuildUpDevs, for folks that might not be familiar with this already. Excuse me, I had to cough. Basically, I think it was like 2017, Danish? 2018?
Yeah.
2017. I had just started checking out Instagram myself, and in terms of like finding developers on there. I had a personal Instagram account that was it was private with family and friends, and that was it. But then I realized there was developers on the platform, and I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. Let me see what that's about. And as I got to know it more and more, there was lots of cool people in there, but there was also this like really anywhere on Instagram, this is true, but because I was focused in the developer community and seeing what was going on there's this negative mentality of comparing developers to each other and like trying to tear each other down, doing posts that are like very negative oriented and like kind of targeting at people, or stories that were targeting at people. And And so I was like, this is toxic, right? This is really unhealthy to like be doing that kind of stuff. What's something that we can do to kind of flip this on its head and turn things around? And I was like, people are trying to tear each other down is kind of like the mentality I was feeling. And I was like, what's the opposite of that? Well, we'll build each other up. So that's what came to be the Build Up Devs kind of initiative. And then Danish kind of caught wind of it, I guess, and wanted to be part of it and felt very strongly about the same, things and the purpose of that type of mentality and trying to implement that in the community more, have a more positive mindset and I don't know, communications and connections with people on the platform.
Yeah.
The other aspect of it was there's a lot of people that were using bots, right? And it still goes on to this day. People are using bots to selfishly try and like build up their followership, build up their number of likes that they get, build up the fake bot comments on their posts, so it looks like people are really interested in what they're sharing and like getting high levels of engagement. And it's all for self-service, basically, right? It's all about me, and it's not about actually bringing value to people in the community. And so
They're not
go ahead.
sharing anything valuable either.
Right.
Like it's just some selfies and pictures of setups, and on top of that, they are celebrating when they cross, like, okay, I just got 50,000 followers, just like balloons and everything, and I don't know, it just looks very shallow. Like, why would you do that, knowingly, when you use bots and then be surprised, like, wow, so many people.
Yeah. So this is the kind of things that I think it was going on way more back then. I think Instagram is kind of knuckled down on bot usage a bit, but it still is happening to this day. I mean, we saw, like, recently I saw a post from Gary Vee where he's getting a lot of spam comments still on his posts, trying to get people to go into foreign exchange business. I don't even know what it means, but Forex, basically. There's a lot of spam comments going on his post right now. So like Instagram is still not doing a great job about it. And so that's what I mean by it's still happening to this day. So the other idea around Build Up Devs is to create genuine human interaction and connections with people, and not like, basically, you don't, like, bots aren't bad, right? Bots they have their place and purpose in our lives for automating things that are, mundane and like stuff that can just be automated so that you don't have to manually do stuff, right? But when you're using bots to like automate human interaction, that's I don't know, that's gross to me. Like, that's like, why? That's sleazy. You're using a bot to interact. Like, I don't like when, companies use bots to do customer service, really. Like, if maybe there's a little bit of a nuance there where it could work, right? But most of the implementations of companies using bots to help with customer service, it doesn't go well. I just get more frustrated. I'd rather talk to a human being. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the other aspect of Build Up Devs as it pertains to Instagram, but overall too. Like, we shouldn't be trying to downplay interaction with other people in the community, or like trying to automate that with bots. We should be trying to really connect with people. So hopefully that helps kind of give you all an understanding of what Build Up Devs is about, or how it got started, the backstory. And then it led to this. Like, Danish and I started doing lives on Instagram, and then we were like, hey, we want to be able to save these and record them. Twitch is like, does a good job of doing that. When you live stream on Twitch, they will record it automatically, and then they give you the option to export it to YouTube. So we moved over to here, and then that's where we are today. So I hope that helps answer some of those questions for the folks that didn't know what Build Up Devs was about. Lida says, I'll write again because maybe you did not catch it. Can you give your background, like what you do, what projects are you working on, and things like that? Sure. Let's highlight that message. Thank you for your question, Lida. So, Danish, why don't you start off, since I was just kind of rambling on quite a bit.
I work for a Finnish startup from Finland, Finnish. We work on AI stuff that's related to analyzing skin. I won't share much details. I mean, it's not a secret, but like, there's nothing much I can share about it. We are just able to analyze skin and tell you what the skin type is, and all the other issues around skin type. And there are many different ways that we can sell that. So I work as a full stack developer with them. And apart from that, Build Up Devs is one of the projects that we work on from 3 years.
Yeah. As for me, I am a cloud advocate at Microsoft, And in terms of my background, I started out in school. I learned about not in school, like on my own. I learned a little bit about basic, and in school, I take that back. Like in grade school, I did a little bit. There was a elective class. So I started out with like basic. Did a little C#.net in my professional career, like my first job. That led into more web development and API development, and then front end with like JavaScript and jQuery and Angular. And then lately it's been a lot of Node.js. Well, between then and now, a lot of Node.js, but then recently been starting to learn more about Python in terms of, again, that's in terms of my background and what I've done. So I've gone through the whole gamut of like roles, I guess you could say, as a developer, like, junior developer to senior developer to architect, and got a lot of experience doing that kind of stuff. In terms of projects, I'm working on, a lot of times, at least with the stream, I'm working on the chatbot that does a lot of the sound effects and things that I think you've seen before, Lida. And the VS Code extension I need to jump back into that I've been having on my mind to get back into working on. And then in terms of like with my work, I really try because I don't want to be this person that's like, I work at Microsoft. So I don't make it very obvious that I work at Microsoft, because I don't really like talking about it, because I don't want it to, I don't know. I don't want that to be the reason people join. Like, oh, somebody that works at Microsoft, let me go check them out, kind of thing. I want people to join because they're just genuinely interested in the topic, or just me as a person, kind of thing, right? So, and then because of that, I kind of over-index on not mentioning work, even though I probably should a bit more and get more balance in that. But basically, I help people learn about how you can do web development on Azure, regardless of what programming language you want to use. It's not this, it's not your father's Microsoft anymore, as some might say, that kind of thing.
Father's Microsoft.
I don't know. It's not. What is it? Your grandfather? What's the expression?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, you know where I'm going forward with this. So hopefully that helps answer your question, Linda. Thank you for your question. And please keep them coming, chat. I see we got one already on deck from Andreas. Says, hi, both. Thanks to you both for doing this. Is BuildUpDevs just, in quotes, these live streams and Discord server at the moment? Or is BuildUpDevs just these live streams? Oh, yeah. Oh, why'd you send that message twice? Maybe that was like a copy paste kind of thing. I would say, well, Dinesh, why don't you answer it? I don't want to keep talking just me all the time. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is. For now, it is these lives and the Discord server. But with the Discord server, we have plans to do a lot more, including sharing useful things with other people about development and across different technologies, not just one specific things. But we're just trying to be careful of how we approach certain things, and we are planning to have some rules and regulations of what people can share and when and how, because we just don't want that to be a crowded space that you usually see online and in different communities where people just spam with their social media and their blog posts and just leave, like, here, see my stuff and I'm out. Mm-hmm. We just don't want that to end up like that. So we are just planning some things around that. And when it's up, we'll have a few more channels where you can discuss everything, get help or help other people. And we'll see how it happens, but slowly, not that fast.
There you go. Thank you for your question, Andreas. Thank you, Dinesh, for helping answer that. I see Juan had shared, I don't remember if we highlighted this, Juan shared a win. Juan got back to the gym. So that's good. That's awesome. Congrats on that win, Juan. Let's give you a round of applause for that one. I see we got Buoyant Air in the chat. Good to see you. Lidis says, can you give... we got that one. Catching up. Buoyant Air loves the background. Tien Garajo, good afternoon to you as well. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, please let me know if you can in the chat how to best pronounce that. Read that. Frackberg says, no, it was Friday. I was sick. Juan likes Zach A. King's beard. So well done on your beard, Zach. You got a fan of your beard brought by from Juan in chat. I'm still catching up, folks. I'm just going through some of the things in case we missed any messages. Because as many of you probably know, but if you are new to stream, I like to make sure we get to every message when possible, every message in the chat, read them out loud, give a response if appropriate. And because I know what it's like to be ignored. You pop into a stream, you try to connect with the streamers, you try to connect with other people that are chatting in the room, and you know, it just falls on deaf ears. And I don't want you to feel that way. If you ever feel that way, it's not on purpose. I'll let you know that, and just feel free to send the message again. But the second time you send the message, be sure to tag my name at Clarkio or at Danish Kajar, and it'll get highlighted to us so we can see it a bit better. Zach King, for those looking to start contributing to open source, this is a great place to start and learn the concepts. This is the project that I am helping collaborate on. It's called Contribute to this. Oh, well, hold on. Let's highlight that so people can see it again. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I need to be able to like filter a bit more. I gotta get better. Oh, here it is. There's that message from, and then we get to see Zach's wonderful beard again too. Look at that. So there you go. It's sick naps / contribute to this project on GitHub. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that, Zach. Lyta says thank you for that as well. Was pointed to it by by Scott Hanselman, says Zach. That's awesome. Congrats on that. Topfrog with 14 months. Thank you for the follow, Kododon. Hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for the follow, Yoniko Sinner. Seal says small win published my second. We've read that. Point there says his build up more. We read that. We are all Groot, says Juan. Ancient Coder says you are leaders in my opinion, Clark and Danish. Well, thank you for that, Ancient Coder. Appreciate it. But we do not hold like an official title for BuildUpDevs, you know, in that regard. Okay. I want to make sure that does come across clearly. Toprak says, oh, Captain, my captain stands on desk. MH Gaming, good to see you, says, what? All right, we read that one, right? We highlighted that. Kododon says, Clarkio, your camera is so good, I feel like I can see the pores in your face. I mean, normally, actually, I still have the scene. Sorry, Danish, I'm going to throw you off, and I'm going to scare everybody. Get ready. Where is it? Yeah, no, not that one. Where's the scene? So normally on my Friday streams, I get a little wacky. And I do this crazy zoom on my face. Is this it? Yeah. How about now? Danish, I know you can see this in our call, right? Yeah. You see the hair follicles. There you go. All right, back to Bud. But good to see you, Kododon. Thank you for appreciating the quality of the stream. Lots of claps in the chat. I love to see it. Thank you, Tofrog, for trying to help answer the question. Thank you, Lyta, for the question as well. Boy there says, what do you guys think about Twitter folks who post? All right, let's highlight this one. Where is it here? We also need to add this one. I'm going to add from Burnax. Burnax, we'll get to your question next, but I see one from Buoyant Air. Can I filter this quick? No, that's not what I wanted. Buoyant Air. Do you see it, Danish? Andreas,
I didn't see that one.
I'm on mobile. It's hard to figure out what I'm typing. Sorry. No worries. Yeah. No worries. Whoa. What happened? On deck just got okay, that was weird. Featured chat is going wonky on me. Whoa, Nelly. I scared you, Kododon? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the message so we can highlight it. Where is it? Yeah, Buoyant Air. Here we go. I got it. Let's put that one up on the screen. All right, so the question for Buoyant Air is, what do you guys think about Twitter folks who post random questions and pretty much trivial questions like, what would you like to learn today? And there's literally no effort in that tweet, but apparently these folks have thousands of followers. I think you might have a cynical perspective on a tweet like that. Let's talk about Twitter and like what Twitter is about in terms of a social media platform. In my opinion, I think Twitter is about having conversations and like chatting, basically like text messaging almost, but in public. It's very weird, right? But text messaging in public with random groups of people, right? And so I don't really have a problem with somebody that does that, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. because I think it sparks probably good conversation with folks, and maybe that's the reason. And then somebody will read through that thread, and maybe they'll get inspired and get some value out of that thread of messages and reply to that text. What it sounds, and I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to call you out, Buoyant Air, or like pick on you, but I'm saying this as somebody who also has these kind of feelings and reactions towards some stuff. We start thinking, well, why do they have thousands of followers and maybe I don't? I could easily post a tweet like that. And then the real answer to that is like, well, why don't we? We should start doing that. Or instead, if you're still like, you don't have a large following just yet, what we should do is just join in on that conversation and get to know people so that they can get to know you as well. And you build a relationship that way. And then maybe you will get to that point where you have those followers. But the whole let's back that thing up completely. What is the purpose of having, like, we should not be focusing on the number of followers an account has. We should be focusing on what value that account may bring or what we may bring as a person on these social media platforms. Those numbers of followers, numbers of likes are all vanity metrics that get pushed into our faces to like prove somebody's legitimacy and like that they're worth like following or like listening to. And that's not necessarily the case. Go back to what we were talking about earlier about Instagram. There's people that have tens of thousands, 100,000s of followers, and they are like bringing no value. It's very much just focused on themselves and what they do and what's the cool materialistic things they may have. And it's not really about the community. It's about selfishness. So like, to me, when I see an account like that, I'm like, I don't care that they have hundreds of thousands of followers or whatever their follower number is. I immediately dismiss them in my mind because I'm like, what's the point in trying to connect and engage with this person when it's going to be turned around? Like if you start having a conversation, they're the type of person where and I'm not trying to pass judgment on them because maybe they're just misguided. They're in the wrong mindset is really what I think is happening here. I don't think they're a bad person, people that do this. I think it's just they're focusing on the wrong things and they're valuing the wrong things. And so they just, at some point in time, maybe through maturity or whatever the situation may be, hopefully something will click and they'll be like, you know what? I really should be doing better here. I should really be focusing on these types of things and valuing these things, right? So, but in any case, what I was saying there is, I suspect if you were to have a conversation with these people, what would end up happening is they'll find a way to make it about themselves. You ever talk to somebody like that? Right? You're going to them, you're saying, hey, you know, I'm having a problem maybe. And they're like ignoring the fact that you're having a problem. They're not wanting to try and help you solve the problem or just let you vent to them about it. Instead, they're like, well, yeah, I have a problem too. That's kind of what my mentality. What's your thoughts on this, Dinesh? I'll shut up now.
Yeah, I mean, in most cases, they won't even reply to you if they're doing the same thing every single day. Some people do it for no apparent reason, and it's fine if they do it. But it has become a trend now. Like I'll just tweet something out and then they're off. It's not meant to engage or just invite anyone. They just want people to start engaging with them, and they are not there to reply to those things. And I think that's the wrong thing I see, with that. I don't have a problem with anyone posting anything apparently on Instagram or Twitter, but there is no purpose behind it. So that's the only wrong thing I see with that.
Yeah. So I think that's key, what you brought up, right? Is to see, so to answer your question a bit more, Buoyant Air, it's like, it's one thing to have that initial impression of, and again, let's highlight it one more time since we're still talking about it. And then we're going to get to Burned Axe's question. But it's one thing to post a message like that and then mute the conversation, right? Because you have that feature and capability. And I've seen some folk, I'm not going to name anybody, it's people that I like, that I have a lot of respect for, that I've seen. I don't know what the goal is of doing something like this, but I've seen them post like a question that, especially in the developer community can drive a lot of reactions to it. And then they mute the conversation. And it's like, well, what was the point in posting that, right? So I think the key there, Buoyant Air, is when you see somebody post a tweet about what would you like to learn today, and if they don't respond to anybody after that, then it's probably their goal with that motivation is to drive exactly what you're guessing might be the case. So I guess the short answer is let's not be quick to judge necessarily. Let's wait and see the follow-up behavior after doing something like that. And if they don't get engaged in that conversation that they tried to start, then you might be right. They might be doing it for the wrong reasons. Cool. All right. Burnax has a question. By the way, what do you think about GitHub Actions? I think they're interesting, but I'll leave it at that. I think. Danish, what are your thoughts? Actually, we recently have battled with the BuildUpDevs website a little bit, trying to get GitHub Actions to deploy the website for us on GitHub pages. So what are your thoughts on it, Danish?
Well, I don't know much about it. I mean, I tried to figure it out, but I find it a little bit difficult to understand still. So I still have to learn a bit about it. But we tried to figure it out live on the stream, and I disappeared for a while, and then I came back and you had fixed it.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a learning curve with any developer operations, build pipeline type of tools that are out there. Right? There's a bunch of them, and there's a bunch of like cloud providers that have their own built-in ways of deploying and doing continuous integration, running your tests, running your minification, whatever tests that you have that are part of your build pipeline. There's a bunch of solutions out there. I think with any of them, there's always going to be a learning curve. I think the thing is, the question is, how much of a learning curve is there for each individual one? I've found in some cases with GitHub Actions, when you're using it for that, because it's multi-purpose. You can use GitHub Actions to kind of do a lot of automation on GitHub, which I think is really cool and interesting. I haven't personally taken advantage of any of that functionality just yet. Maybe I will in the future. But it can do things like respond to issues that get opened up and that might be missing information. And you could be like, hey, in order for us to really help triage this issue that you opened up against our repository, we need more information from you, right? But in looking at it from the sole perspective of like deployment mechanism, I think it's interesting. I think I like that it's within the same space that my source code will be for whatever it is that I'm deploying, like a website. But there are some things that are kind of confusing about it. Like you got to learn like YAML, which is not necessarily like GitHub Actions specific, but with any deployment or build pipeline kind of tool, they seem to like all lean on YAML, which is yet another markup language, which describes like the steps and actions to go through to build your project. So it's, yeah, I know it was a very wishy-washy answer, Burnax, but I hope that kind of helps. What are your thoughts on it, Burnax? And folks in chat, feel free to chime in too. While we're waiting to hear back from people, we got another comment or question in chat here from Robert Tables that we're going to highlight. Robert Tables says there are millions and millions and millions, 3 times, of individual humans on in all caps, all of these social platforms. What an individual person does with their platform is really just up to them. True. Who are we to pass judgment or decide they're doing it wrong? For sure. I think you have a good point, but I think what we were trying to get at with that is, if you're on it for selfish reasons, I think people just kind of eye roll at it. You know what I mean? Like once you realize that that's what's going on there, and that's just all we're kind of calling out. We're not, I hope it doesn't come off this way. We're not looking to like tear anybody down. Like I said, I think folks are just kind of misguided, maybe are valuing the wrong things. Maybe got the wrong impression on like what they feel the value they can actually get out of a platform. Like what's the behavior to follow or do or have on with a certain platform. You know what I mean? I guess that's where I'm kind of going with it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess what more to what you're saying, Robert Tables. People, a lot of people get upset where you might follow somebody that usually posts about just tech related stuff, but then all of a sudden they start posting about another topic. And it's like, well, you're following the person. You're not following a robot that just posts. If you want to do that, there's plenty of aggregate accounts on Instagram that do that kind of stuff, right? That just like repost other people's content. They basically steal it. You can go follow other accounts. There's accounts like that on Twitter too. So like again, I think it's social media. It's about being social with each other. At least that's my impression. That's my thought. And that's the value that I see in these platforms, is being able to connect with other developers on various common ground, whether it's development, whether it's gaming, whatever it may be. So we're getting another raid. Danish, I want to hear your thoughts on Robert Table's message, but really quick, welcome everybody. Layla, thank you so much for the raid. That's super awesome. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to check out that clip. But you are joining us for a BuildUpDevs live stream, and today we are doing a community Q&A. So if you have questions for us that we haven't answered already earlier in the stream, we'll be happy to answer them. But the idea is the community, we ask questions, and the community helps answer questions too. It's not just Danish and I. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you stick around. If not, have a good rest of your Thursday and week. And thanks again, Layla. That's super kind of you. Appreciate the raid. Obi-Wan says this stream is super high def. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, Danish, going back to Robert Table's, where'd it go? Dang it. It went away. Robert Table's message.
Here, bring it back.
You got it? Okay, good. What are your thoughts on Robert Table's message right there?
Well, I'm sort of divided on this one, because I do understand, like, this is an open platform. I don't think we can control it, and anyone can do anything. But my feelings come from, and my reactions to some of the things come from the point that if I'm going to be a part of this space, and I'm trying to connect with other people, I try to hold them to the same, I guess, morals and ethics as I am, so that we can all be at the same level and try to do the same thing and helping out other people. And that's the whole point of creating this small community and space around what we do. It can be difficult to do that online. So the best thing that I can say about that, like, if you don't connect with that people, like in the same way, then you just don't follow them. Just ignore it.
Yep. That's right. I completely agree. I think that's very well put. I see Michael the Frustrated Devs in chat says, hi peeps, good to see you. I'm a little bit behind. I'm 20 minutes behind on chat. What? I don't think I've ever been this far behind. Zach A. King says, Clark, I have been instructed to learn C# and .NET to gain a software engineering position at the company I work for. Do you have any suggested resources to learn those technologies? I, unfortunately, Zach, have been out of the loop on C# and .NET for the most part for many, many moons now. And so I would maybe defer to folks in the chat that are more up to speed with C#.NET to help you out with that. Otherwise, I believe you're in the Discord. I would say let's ask that question in the Discord, and maybe there'll be folks in there that can help out with that, like outside of the stream. And as a reminder, in case people want to join the BuildUpDevs Discord server, the link to that is right there from the Stream Elements bot in the chat. Okay, cool. We have a message from Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan says, there are some, let's get it highlighted. There are some platforms that are not appropriate. Society must deny the rights of the racist just as they would deny the rights of others. I think that's a fair statement. I don't know. I'm not familiar with platforms that are like that, right? That are not appropriate. But I think you bring up a fair point, right? Thank you for being here, Juan, and thank you for your message as well. And then let's keep reading through the chat. I'm still way behind. Lita says, thank you for your answer. I appreciate that. Andreas says, I'm on mobile. It's hard to figure out what I'm typing. No worries, Andreas. Bernax, good to see you. I remember we got to your message earlier. Juan says, 7 more gyms and I can get to the league. Just kidding. Fair enough. All right. Any other highlighted messages or questions in the chat? Folks, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Danish and I will do our best to answer, and so will folks in the community here. If you have a win of the week, this is something we also like to do as part of BuildUpDevs Live. Is something positive happened to you this week? Big or small? You had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today, and you're happy about it? That's a win. We'll help celebrate with you. Let us know in the chat. It's good to focus on some of the positive things, especially with today's things that are going on where there's a lot of things that will bring you down, make you feel negative. And I personally tend to dwell on the negative. And I try to just reinforce this in my mind. I'm not naive to there's negative things out there. but I'm saying feel that negativity when it happens, but let's move on together and try to focus on some of the things that are more positive to get out of that rut, right? That's what I'm thinking here. Narendev, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Narendev says, how are you all? We're doing well. How are you, Narendev? How are things by you? Tofrux says, now Clarky will stare into your soul. Kodadon says, I'm not a dev at all, just working towards an ops position at the current company I work at. Let's see. Here we go. Let's highlight this really quick. It's Kodadon. Aw, look, what is that animal in your profile picture? I like it. Kodadon says, I'm not a dev at all, just working towards an ops position at the current company I work at, taking some Udemy courses to work towards sysadmin stuff. Well, that's good. That's fine. You don't need to be a dev necessarily. I know the name says BuildUpDevs, and so that was like that is the focus area, but it's really about building everyone up, right? Building folks up, right, within our industry here. Lita says, are you using Twitch API to highlight the messages? No, there's a tool called feature. I guess we should highlight this, right? Shout out to Lucky Number 11 on this, but feature.chat. So if you go there. Oh, and Ancient Coder, thank you for helping out answering that question too, to Lida earlier. So that's something that you can check out and do as part of your streams. And it has instructions on how to add it to your stream and that kind of stuff if you're interested in using it. Narendev says, yeah, I've been to such a place and felt that's not for me, left it and erased out of my mind. Yeah, that's the best way to approach it, I think. Best way. I'm finally up to the message from Robert Tables about there are millions and millions and millions. Robert Tables says, Instagram started originally with nothing but a bunch of food pictures and selfies. I know, right? It's crazy to think about. But that's how it started. It's turned into this monster of a platform it is today. I'm glad to hear that, Boyndare. Boyndare says, I feel like I've sort of pushed myself into this whole cycle of gaining followers, likes, etc. I never really thought of Twitter as a public forum where you just start a conversation. I'm glad we kind of helped maybe give you a new perspective on that. I'm still catching up. I'm up to Layla's raid. Thank you again, Layla, for the raid. Silicon Orchid, good to see you. Thank you for being here with the emote saying hi. Layla says hello. Hello, Layla. All the raid emotes. Love it. Love it. Is that Copper Beardy? Copper Beardy. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. How are things by you? Layla says, my pleasure. Obi-Wan says there's some platform. I read that. We read that. I'm almost there. I'm almost caught up. Tofrog says, I'm a C#.net dev primarily. If you have specific... That was a hard word to get out. If you have specific questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. There you go. Tofrog's happy to help. Thank you, Tofrog, for offering that. Simon Gearing. Simon Gearing? Is that supposed to be like a play on engineering? Simon Gearing? I love the name. That's awesome. Drop the link in chat, which was it's a docs.microsoft.com link. Is a good place to start for the Microsoft stack. There you go. Thank you for sharing that. Let's highlight it. What? See, that link showed up. Why didn't that link show up earlier? Thank you again, Simon. Obi-Wan says, I bought a new controller. There you go. That's a win. What kind of games you play, Obi-Wan? Boindish says, I think I managed to do some 3D modeling after a long, long time. That's awesome, too. Congrats on that, Boindare. Let's get an applause in chat for Boindare. You know, Danish, I was thinking about this, talking about wins of the week a bit, right? Your win is you got set up in the new study space, and it looks like it's a very conductive place to work in. Like, you feel productive working in there a bit, or no? At least it's kind of helped a little bit. Yeah?
Yeah. There's still a lot of work to be done here, but this is just, still it's good.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I see a question from Lida in chat. Let me see if I can get it over here. Thoughts on big name companies such as the FANG, which I can't stand these acronyms that we come up with as a community. FANG, Microsoft, and all big tech companies. Danish, why don't you start off? What are your thoughts? Well, I guess Lido, maybe you can elaborate on your question a little bit more. Like, what do you want us to comment on? What is the question? Let us know in the chat, and we'll highlight it. If you can elaborate a bit more on like what kind of question you're looking to ask here as part of that. All right, and then we'll get to it. Zach King says, thank you, send DM Discord. That's awesome. Code with Sean says, I'll never promote Udemy. They have so many stolen content. That is a good point, Code with Sean. I think we need to like highlight that. I don't know that I would say I never promote Udemy, because I feel like there are genuine people on Udemy that are producing quality courses, original content, original courses on there. But I think that's a good point that Sean is bringing up. I've seen it firsthand from colleagues and friends that have produced courses on other platforms, and then they get stolen and then re-uploaded on Udemy as if it was this other person's content, even though you hear the other person's voice. Like, it's not their voice. It's like somebody that's known for their course on another platform. It's their voice now on Udemy. So I think Udemy, they might have gotten better. It's been a while since I've checked them out. But Udemy wasn't doing so well a few years back in terms of like cracking down on people posting stolen courses on Udemy and making money off of other people's work and stealing it, basically, which is a horrible thing to do. So just a heads up on that. I guess the message here is just explore Udemy and the courses on there with caution. See if that course is available somewhere else and it's not stolen first before handing over your own hard-earned money to somebody that's doing something malicious, So just a heads up on that. We don't want to support people that are doing that kind of stuff. And thank you for mentioning that, Code Sean. Obi-Wan says, I know almost nothing about that. Well, that's fine. It's okay. You got to start somewhere if you're interested. Hey, Lucky Number 7 is in the chat. Let's do a shout out. The developer of the featured chat that you all are seeing on screen here. I struggle to type your name, Lucky Number 7. Just a heads up on that. But there you go. There's a shout out to Lucky Number 7. Very cool to see here. Thank you, and well done on feature chat. Simon Gearing says, unfortunately, not that clever. Just real name. Simon Gearing, pronounced Gearing. Okay, I got you. Simon Gearing. I thought it was. Oh man, you should just roll with it. Simon Gearing, like it's a play on engineering. Simon Gearing. Okay, I got you now. Well, thank you still, nonetheless. Obi-Wan says, I have Game Pass, so I play everything. Okay, fair enough. Well, congrats on the new controller still. Copperberry says, something that might help people to improve their skills or learn new ones is a free weekend on Pluralsight for all their courses. This weekend? Really? All right, let's highlight that. Copperbeardy. Bam. So just a heads up to everybody. Pluralsight's doing a free weekend. Full disclosure, I have some courses on there, but I don't really promote them. So that's why I don't really talk about it that much. But yeah, I do as a consumer. I still, it's been a while since I've watched a lot of courses really, but I still tend to lean on going to Pluralsight for more in-depth specific courses than, if I can't find something on YouTube or whatever. So yeah, and it's awesome that they do free weekends like that. So just there you go. Copperbeard, thank you for the heads up that Pluralsight has a free weekend coming up this weekend. We have some other highlighted messages here. Lida, I think expanding on the big tech companies. Do you think they are toxic? People overhate them, in my opinion. All right, Danish, what do you think? So Lida kind of elaborated on their question. Do you think the big tech companies are toxic? Do you think people overhate on them?
Well, the first one from the FANG, Facebook, I think the hate is genuine and for the right reasons. Because there have been many problems with the things that they are doing and they're trying to approach things, especially with the privacy issues and the spread of the fake news and them not being able to do anything about it, even though they can, but they're just ignoring it. And so that's, I think the hate with Facebook is not that much of it is genuine and it's for the right reasons. The rest of the companies have very small things here and there, and I think it's only right to call them out for everything because there has to be some kind of check on any company when they get so much control over everything, and including Apple. As an Apple fan, I think they have some policies which are not great, especially for the developers. And in some cases they are right, some cases they are not that much, but they have created this monopoly which they have to answer to these things and make changes as things go on, and people shouldn't be forced into what they desire is right for everyone. So I don't think that's wrong, and it should be talked more.
Yep. I agree with a lot of you said. I think I've shared it here on stream plenty of times before. I know in my conversations with Danish a lot too, where he and I are just talking. I have a very strong dislike for Facebook, to the point where, and I know this is kind of stubborn of me, but it's to the point where I won't use technologies for development, or I will try to avoid technologies for development that are produced from Facebook, because I do not want to show support for them in any way. Now, that said, it is not lost on me the hypocrisy in that I am on Instagram. But with that being said, I am working towards kind of getting off Instagram, but I don't want to miss out on connecting with the amazing developers that we've connected with on there, which is another reason why we're providing or creating these other avenues of connecting with people from Instagram that are developers there, via Twitch, via the Discord server, via the website. So you're going to be seeing us ramp up that kind of stuff all the way up to the end of the calendar year. We're going to be working diligently on creating space and awareness that people can connect as a community for BuildUpDevs via these alternate avenues instead of Instagram. So that's my 2 cents on Facebook. That's not to, like, and in all fairness, my problem with Facebook is, it's one thing for like, think of it like an individual, right? If you know somebody that maybe you're friendly with and they make a mistake and they learn from that mistake and they change their behavior moving forward, right? Then you give them, you give them that respect and you move on. With Facebook, what I feel, this is my opinion, this is me as Brian Clarkio, with Facebook, I feel like they've made mistakes and they continue to make similar mistakes around privacy and people's privacy concerns, basically, that I take very seriously and I feel strongly about. And they continue to do that for whatever purposes. And so that's the reason why. And they, like, if they were to change course and like do better in terms of people's privacy, then I'd be like, okay, I don't have that strong of a dislike for them anymore because of that, right? I'm not going to hold a grudge against them for that. But the fact that it keeps happening over time, that's where I'm having my problem with it, and not seeing any change in the positive direction really to help with that. So that's that one. The other big companies, I mean, my own included, I think what Danish was saying, there needs to be this balance, I believe. And I think, yes, they all do get a lot of hate, especially now, right? Because during these current times, the big tech companies they're still economically doing all right, because of the industry. It's just the industry, honestly. I feel, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, so I can't really speak to it that intelligently. So I feel like that might be what's driving some of the hate, is that because of the current situation of things. But yeah, I think there definitely needs to be checks and balances with all things here, regardless of like whether it's big tech companies or big health industry companies, big companies anywhere in any industry. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. I hope that helps answer your question, Lida. Tanisha, anything that maybe add to that or comment on that I shared that you'd like to?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. All right, I see Simon shared win of the week. Got my integration tests passing on my portfolio project. Excellent. Making use of the new web API client being auto-generated with NSWAG. I don't think I've ever heard of that. That's pretty cool. Wow, I've never heard of NSWAG. But let's get a round of applause for Simon in the chat. That's awesome. And then Narendev says the Microsoft resource, this Microsoft resource is useful for gaining dev skills. Here's the link. Well, thank you for sharing that as well, Narendev. That's very kind of you to help people out. I also see in that regard, like in terms of people wanting to skill up and learn more, I see Copper Beardy shared a message in chat saying there's 115 certification courses on Coursera that you can do for free for a limited time. So just a heads up on that as well. That's awesome. Simon has another highlighted message. Thank you, Danish, for helping out with these so much, man. Simon says, big companies, bug companies. Oh, look at that. That message is so big. It's kind of overshadowing the rest of the things there. So RE big companies, the issue is that the legislators in parliaments around the world who are making laws to manage the behavior of such companies are not qualified to be making such law, and they're not prepared to listen to expert witnesses who are qualified. Pausing there, I completely agree. I feel like there's this disconnect with the people in all of our governments around the globe in terms of having not like some knowledge in the space of technology. And it's leading to this situation that we're seeing today, right? So very, very well put, and I agree with you, Simon. So, and Simon goes on to say that so the laws around the world are out of touch with the internet and modern tech. See the U.S. Senate, UK Parliament, Select Committee testimony on data protection. The politicians were asking dumb questions and didn't have a clue. Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of that, and you bring up a very good point. Do you agree, Dinesh? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Things are slightly better on the EU end in the European Union, but the problem is they are asking the right questions. But the problem is when Zuckerberg was here, he refused to answer each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I don't understand. He should be forced to answer those things.
Yep.
So that's something that bothers me a lot. Like, well, how can they get away with it and still not be held accountable for anything?
And then Bernax goes on to say, I think the major problem with big companies is U.S. versus EU legislation. So basically agreeing with the same kind of thought that Simon was sharing with us there. Let's move this back up here. Cool. All right. I know, Dinesh, you had a bit of a hard stop coming up soon, so we need to keep that in mind. But are there any other messages we need to get to before we start wrapping up here? I see Lily's in the chat. Good to see you, Lily. Thank you for being here. NeuronDev says this Microsoft resource. NeuronDev says, Clark, can you please highlight the above? It gives 1 month of free Pluralsight. Yep, I think we got that. Thank you for doing that. Rick Phillip and IMZS, thank you so much for the follows. Appreciate you both. Tofrog, thank you for sharing the link to the Pluralsight free weekend. Coach Sean says, big companies, the larger the target, the more darts thrown. That's very fair and true point too. Lidda says, especially for the developers, cough 100 yearly fee. Publish apps cough. I think I missed the context of that one. Sorry. Do you know?
I think regarding the Apple thing, which I think is fine. I mean, I don't have a problem in paying $100 a year for publishing my apps, but the problem I have is the 30% commission that they take.
Yeah.
Because at like 10, 20 years ago, like it made sense. Fine. It was a new platform, and people could get to the platform easily, and they manage a lot of things there for you on behalf of the developers. And it's not as open as Google, but that's the whole point. Like they take care of so many apps that might steal your private information and malware and things like that. So I do think that now in 2020, the commission should be 10 or 15, not 30. And with the recent the cases that were going on, it was reported they were trying to increase that from 30 to 40%. So I think that's ridiculous. Like, why should it? Think of an independent developer who might not be making that many sales. They worked hard on a single app, and they can't even make break even after that. So that's a problem.
Yeah. I agree. Rad Cullen is in chat, says good morning, afternoon, everyone. Good morning, afternoon to you as well, Rad Cullen. Thank you for being here. I saw MCM Pistachio as well. Thank you for joining us. iHeart Coding, good to see you. Thank you for being here. iHeart Coding, do you work for iHeart Radio? That's what makes me think of your name. I love the name. NeuronDev says, gotta go now. Dinner time here. Bye, Clark. You're the niche. See you all on Discord. All right, NeuronDev, have a good one. Yeah, I knew what you meant, not diner time. Or maybe you're going to a diner for dinner. With that being said, I caught up on chat. That's my win of today. I'm all caught up. Well done, chat. Well done. I hope you all enjoyed today's stream and the discussion. I hope you enjoy these types of streams where we do community Q&A, where we can help answer some of the questions as a community or ask questions as a community. We tend to like to sprinkle these in between other streams, other Build Up Devs lives. If you have any topics that you'd like us to cover in a future stream, last topic we covered was healthy hustle, where we talked about the unhealthy mentality and culture, I guess, that we see on social media, where people are pushing each other to have to work 24/7 and burn out a lot and work
Burn
middle of
out
the night.
alive.
Burn out a lot. I didn't say
Oh.
alive. Burn out alive. No, do not burn out alive. So that was our last topic. If you have any other topics that you liked all of us to discuss, and just Danish and I kind of starting the conversation here on the stream, let us know in the Discord. Again, if you want to join on the Discord, you do !Bud Discord, BUD Discord, and Stream Elements will share the link with you right there. And Praneeth says, I missed out, late to the party. No worries, Praneeth, no worries. We'll catch you another time, buddy. There's Praneeth's message right there. Simon says, GG. Narendra says, no lockdown here. Can't go anywhere. I wish to go. I know. I feel you. It's all good. Iregon says the pro and cons of remote working would be good. Okay, we can make note of that. In fact, maybe we need to do like a channel in Discord, note to self.
Yeah.
Where people
The
can
topics.
post topic ideas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make note to myself to add that really quick once my note taking app opens up, which is VS Code. Is my note taking app. I use it for like everything. Come on. There we go. New. Come on. There we go. Okay. I have too many extensions. Slows down my open time. Topic idea channel. Got to add that too. Okay, cool. VS Code is my everything app. I feel you, Juan. I feel you. You're preaching to the choir. All right, cool. So with that being said, thank you. We're going to start wrapping up, but don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to go raid somebody. We're going to roll the end credits too. Do I have end credits? I don't have end credits for this one, actually. But thank you all so much for being here, for showing your support. If you were just listening in and maybe not, if you were also chatting too, if you're lurking, however, if you followed, rated, thank you all so much for the support for the community here. Please don't forget to join us if you'd like. In the Discord, again, it's Bud Discord. The link is in the chat from the Stream Element spot for the invite to join there. You'll be presented with some of the rules in the code of conduct that you need to agree to, and then that'll give you access to 2 other channels. There's the Say Hi channel, where you can say hi and introduce yourself, and then the general channel, which is the only other channel we have really for folks to kind of converse amongst themselves and get to know each other more and talk about things related to being developers. Danish, you had something?
I think, no, I'm just thinking like many people forget, or maybe they're not able to see it, but people forget or they don't see that they have to accept by clicking on the emoji, and then they'll see other stuff. So I see in the activity like many people join and then they're kicked off. And then they wonder what happened. But so just remember to accept the rules and read through it. Don't just accept blindly.
Yes, please make sure if you don't accept them, that's understandable. Like, here's the thing I want to mention too. The rules and code of conduct, it was just Danish and I, we took, I want to be very clear on this too, right? Because maybe people don't agree with something in the rules and code of conduct. If that is the case, please don't hesitate to reach out to Danish and I and have a conversation with us about it, because it's a what's the word I'm looking for? Dynamic? No, it's a, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. It's a dynamic document. What? We're going to iterate fluid. Yeah, maybe fluid document. The idea is like, we want the community's input on like what makes sense in terms of what our community is about with BuildUpDevs. Living document. That's the word. Thank you,
Robert
Peyton.
Tables.
Thank you, Peyton and Robert Tables. Appreciate you both. It's a living document, right? It's going to be subject to change based on input from you all. So if you read through it and you find that maybe there's something about it where you're like, I don't know about that, right? Talk to us. Now, the caveat to that, if it's like, you're like, I want to be a racist, no, don't talk to us about that. Just don't accept it. Don't be part of the community. Have a good rest of your life. That's like the simplest way I think I could put it. But if it's something where you're like, hey, I think we should be a little bit more clear here, or I'm not quite sure I'm understanding what you mean by this part of the document, or I think we should add some more to this part, and that's why I'm not accepting or agreeing to these rules, right? Let us know. Hit us up. You should be able to DM us, even like within, if you can't DM us, then here's the niche on social media, so you can connect with him there. his Instagram, Twitter, GitHub, and website, and then my socials as well. My Twitter, GitHub, Instagram, YouTube, and website. So feel free to DM us on one of those platforms, whichever one suits you best. If you can't get in touch, you should be able to get in touch with us, but I might not have it set up right to where you can. So I'm not sure. But in any case, again, it's a living document. We want people to be able to contribute to that code of conduct and what we feel is appropriate for this community. It was just a starting point for us, and we know that we're going to probably making modifications to it moving forward. All right. All right. So there we go. We hope to catch you in our Discord server and continue to have the conversation even when we're not live. And other than that, is there anything else? A reminder that we're working on the website. If you're interested in doing that, again, the way to do that is through the Discord server. And I think that's it. Am I missing anything, Danish?
No, nothing so far.
We're good? Okay. We're good. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us for another Build Up Devs Live and for this particular community Q&A session. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you got some value out of it. We are now going to go into the ending scene, and then we're going to go raid a fellow streamer to show some love and support. So if you can, you got time, and you're interested in checking out somebody new on coding streams, please stick around and show some love to and support for some other fellow coding streamers here on the platform. I see some things just happen though, so before we go, Bald Bearded Builder says, just resubscribed. I'm subbing for the niche. Be sure to send him the money. Okay, I will. Thank you, Bald Bearded Builder, for the 16 months. But I appreciate that support. And there you go, the niche, subbing for you. Robert Taylor says you can also reach out to the moderation team with any. Yes, moderation team. Robert Tables is on the moderation team. And thank you for reminding me about that, Robert Tables. Appreciate you, buddy. Peak says, thank you for the stream, y'all. Thank you for being here. Flying Avocado. Good to see you. Says, oh my God, yes, of course, I'll join in the end. Ah, it's okay. We'll catch you next time, Flying Avocado. Have a good rest of your Thursday. Have a great one. Lida, thank you, you too. Peace out, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Oh my God, who the hell cares? Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Heck.